I get dragged to court by my ex-wife for more child support and more child support. She doesn't even work. I work 2 jobs tirelessly just to support my children, and now she's taken me back to court. Well, this time, I'm getting a lawyer, and I'm going to fight her.
Hey guys, this is going to be a long read. I'm at the end of my rope. The title pretty much sums it up, but there's a lot going on, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background. My name's David. I just got out of a horrible divorce with my ex-wife Laura, who's unfortunately the mother of my 2 beautiful children, but, well, their names are Bert and Bailey. When I first met Laura years back, she convinced me she was an entirely different person. She masqueraded as some kind, thoughtful humanitarian, but she was anything but. Laura is and always was a spoiled little girl. Laura had red flags from the beginning, but I was blinded by her beauty and narcissistic charm. Once she became pregnant, the abuse started to come out overtly, and I knew our relationship was doomed. Yet, I pressed on because I wanted to provide a loving and stable home for our child. It was something I never had. And when the doctors informed us that we would be having twins, I knew I'd have to work twice as hard to keep this relationship afloat for the children. Essentially, every abusive and manipulative behavior you could think of, Laura's guilty of inflicting upon me and the children. Lies, gaslighting, you name it. She cheated on me. She stole from me, she broke my trust and put me through everything, so much more. She started these arguments with me, got physically violent even, hitting me, throwing stuff, breaking it against me. I never once laid a finger on her. She tells lies about me to the children just to try to brainwash them into thinking I'm a bad guy. But I'm the one busting my butt to put food on their table and clothing on their backs. Unfortunately, Laura hooked herself up with a good lawyer and got custody of my children during the divorce. James, he's the best lawyer in the area, and there's no way I could afford him. I had to get an overworked public defender to help me in court, and Mr. Beans, aka James, he wiped the floor with the guy in court, and I lost my kids and my paycheck. It went all in one swoop. The guy seemed to take delight in watching me get crapped on so badly in court. No doubt because Laura had filled his head with lies about what an evil guy I am. Beans probably thought he was doing the community a favor. I was left standing in court speechless, absolutely penniless, and stressed beyond belief. I had to buy a used suit from the Salvation Army just to appear in court. I currently work 2 jobs just to have some leftover change to support myself, because most of my money goes to my children. I'm struggling to survive this way, and every time I turn against Laura, she's asking for more money. She doesn't work or lift a finger to help the kids. Laura even has a drinking problem, which she's in extreme denial about. She blows the child support money on going out drinking. I know this because this is what she did when we were married. She was a huge financial drain on me then and still continues to be now. I've been pushed to my financial limit lately, working around 100 hours a week between my 2 jobs, and sometimes I even pull an extra shift or 2 if I can muster it. I love my children. I want what's best for them, but I know my hard-earned money is not going to the right place when Laura is in charge of spending it. Every time I've seen her since the divorce, it seemed like she has some new clothing, new jewelry. Meanwhile, I'm the one who has to take Bert and Bailey shopping for clothing. Laura seems to be conveniently all out of money around Christmas birthdays, but she always has new fancy things for herself. I've tried to argue my case in court, but I can't afford a good lawyer. This brings me to the reason I'm even typing this for you guys today. The other day I get a letter in the mail saying Laura is taking me to court yet again, this time wanting more child support money. Alright, I wasn't surprised by that, but what makes me angrier than anything is the letter from her lawyer. Also says I'm a deadbeat father. Deadbeat father? What the heck? Have you ever heard of a deadbeat dad who works 2 jobs to provide for his children? Who I barely get to see, I might add. This is ridiculous. So not only is Laura begging for more money yet again, but she's leaving a paper trail of slandering of my name, right there in the court system. Her jerk of a lawyer deserves to pay for allowing crazy Laura to go after me like this. The irony of all of it is, I know my child support money is paying Laura's legal fees. I'm paying my own legal adversary. I realize quickly that if I want to get my children back, or at least shave off some of these hefty child support payments, I need an airtight defense in my favor. If I can't afford a lawyer, I'm going to have to do a lot of work myself. But I had another option as well. There's a local private investigator named Horton Dills, who, by the way, is notorious for digging up dirt on people. He's been involved in a ton of court cases in our area, so the way I see it, Horton is a valuable player, and he's as valuable as a lawyer, and a heck of a lot cheaper. Anyways, am I the a-hole for doing this? I know, it's my duty as a father to pay child support, and I don't mind doing it, but it's not fair that I pay 100% of everything for these kids. As I said, my ex-wife Laura does not even work. She's not worked even since she got fired nearly 6 months ago. So I'm supporting 3 people in addition to myself with my child support payments. I might even have to get a 3rd job now that she's dragging me through the court system again. And I've had no choice but to hire the great investigator Horton. But there's also something in me that tells me I should just stop fighting her and just keep working even harder to do what's right for the kids. I want the best life for them, you know. But I'm just their father. I'm only half the equation. Their mother needs to contribute, and I'm tired of juggling all this on my own. Sometimes I just want to run far away from everything, like change my name, heck, move to Jamaica or something. But I know I can't ever turn my back on Burton Bailey. For what it's worth, I had my first meeting with Horton, and he gave me some reassuring words. He told me if that what I say about Laura's neglectful and abusive behavior is in fact true, he can find evidence that will have to be used in court. He told me he could even find dirt on a choir boy or a nun. And I had a bit of a chuckle at that one. I haven't laughed in a very long time. So I guess I'm just looking for advice, reassuring words, thoughtful responses, whatever you guys have to offer, because I'm sick of tired of just living this way, and I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff here. Call me crazy, or call me a jealous ex-lover, I don't care. I have a strong gut feeling Laura and James Beans are more than just a normal legal client relationship. I try not to have any personal vendetta against the guy because he's a lawyer doing a job that he's been paid quite well to do. I mean, heck, I would do the same. But the fact that he keeps agreeing to go after me even when I'm paying well over the national average in child support payment is just so fishy. Really fishy to me. It's like he gets some personal stake in the matter, and it does not sit well with me. Some of you reading this might think that, hey, I'm just being a bit ridiculous, bitter, paranoid, but I would not say all this even if my gut wasn't going off like a bomb. Do you know what's funny? If I have to contact Laura for whatever reason, she acts like I'm harassing her and is rarely civil. Yet here she is, blowing up my phone again right now as I type this. She's leaving these drunk voice messages. Well, I'm going to forward every single one of these to Horton Deals, right here as evidence of her reckless behavior. Laura doesn't know who she's messing with. I'm not going to just lie down and take this anymore. Well, thanks guys. I'll be back later to tell you how this goes. Wish me luck whatever path you think that I should take. What's up, everybody? Mr. Reddito here. Today's story is an intense drama. The only bad part is there's children stuck in the middle of this drama. Well, there's multiple updates to hop into. This next update is started with some good news, and then it switches up a bit. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, just know it helps support me so much, and I appreciate it. So click that red subscribe button underneath this video, and let's jump into update number 1. Hey guys, it's David here. I'm back for an update, and I actually have some good news. Well, it's not good news, but it's good news for the case I'm building against Laura if you're just now tuning in. Let me do a little catch-up for you. I'm trying to win custody of my kids from my abusive, neglectful ex-wife. What that means is all I need to do to win is wait for this woman to be herself. Ha! Horton Dills is already providing himself to be worthy. Granted, I can't tell if this recent revelation is the work of Horton's masterful detective work or Laura's general carelessness and plain stupidity. Horton gave me a call today and told me to drop by his office pronto. He said he had some fresh dirt. Well, I get very excited immediately and stopped what I was doing, hopped into my car, and sped over to his office as fast as I could. He was sitting there, drinking a glass of scotch, which was fitting for him. He turned his computer around to me where I could see it. Right there on the computer screen, and my jaw dropped. I was a bit bewildered by what I saw, but it started to make sense the more I scrolled. See, what Horton Dills was showing me was a Facebook group, and the moderator was run by Laura. Laura must have thought it was a private group because there was plenty of evidence of illegal activity in there, but everything was public. Every post, every picture, everything. Laura's the admin of the group. The name of the group is, quote, Girls Club, which does not raise any immediate red flags, right? But as I read the post and looked at the photos and talked to Horton, it became clear. Laura was presiding over a group where divorced women brag about all the child support money that they scammed off their ex-husband. I know most single mothers who get child support deserve every single penny of it, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing here. So many women who were just like Laura, gloating about their possessions and money, which clinched it was all illegal activity. There was evidence of Laura drinking and driving. For crying out loud, I mean messages about it. So forgive me, guys, if I seem a little excited, but this is exactly the type of evidence I've needed to take Laura down for once and for all. Obviously, she's not fit to take care of my children. If she's using my child support money to go out to bars, clubs, buy all these expensive diamonds while drinking and driving on top of that, and then the genius posted on a forum. Ugh. Update number 2. Hey guys, I wish I was not having to come back and write this update for you today, but unfortunately, I did not have the evidence I thought I had in my last update. I know, hear me out. It seems like nothing ever works out. Let me fill you all in on what happened yesterday. I had the most recent court appearance in my custody battle against Laura. I was there all again, alone, while Laura was there with James Beans, who was wearing a fresh Armani suit, per usual. I got steamrolled right there in court, and I showed the judge pictures of the Facebook group where Laura was showing off her drinking and driving, partying, big spending, all of it. I thought I had her right where I wanted her. But then James Beans objected, and apparently Laura deleted every single shred of evidence from the Facebook group. Well, of course, claiming the page never existed, and told the judge that I must have forged the photographs just to try to make Laura look bad. Well, I tried to defend myself, I'll have you, but James Bean had kept talking over me and the judge just sat there and let it happen. As if that wasn't bad enough, let me go ahead and drop the other bombshell. James Bean read allegations to the courtroom right there that Laura was accusing me of abuse. That's right. I tried to say that she was the one who abused me, but James argued that a beautiful woman like Laura could not be abusive. I thought that was a flimsy argument at best, and I tried to say so, but Beans just kept on yapping. He loves the sound of his own voice, apparently, and I also thought it was unprofessional, that he was practically flirting with my ex-wife right there in the middle of the courtroom session. Beans. I asked for evidence or even examples of abuse, and Laura told James Beans to tell the court that I was gaslighting and a manipulator who was unfit to take care of our children. She would even address me directly. She had to get Beans to tell everybody for her. I retorted that that was exactly how I would describe her, and the judge reprimanded me. Guys, I can't even believe I'm getting screwed by the justice system like this. On top of the legal fees, child support fees, and having my evidence destroyed at the last second, now I'm facing allegations. Update number 3. Hey guys, David here. I have another update for you all. If you've been reading this far, you'll know that things have not exactly been going my way in the situation. But recently I stumbled upon something that I think is going to help me in the future. Let me fill you in on what I found out. So, as I mentioned in the previous post, Laura was fired from her job some time ago. Supposedly, and that's why I've been working my butt off for 2 jobs so that I could pay so much in child support. The whole time I thought it was fishy that I was being ordered to pay so much child support, when surely Laura must be getting unemployment after being laid off from her job. At least, she had told me she was laid off from her job, and I believed her. That was my first mistake. So I decided to pay a visit to Laura's old workplace. I went to Hardee's on 5th Ave, where Laura had been an executive chef. I asked to speak to a boss about an ex-employee. The worker at the counter thought it was strange and got a bit defensive until I mentioned it was about my ex-wife, Laura. You see, the guy immediately understood. He invited me to his back office, and I met Laura's old boss sitting right there at the desk. We got right away and started talking things out, and unsurprisingly, Laura has a bit of a reputation around the restaurant. Apparently, she was absolute hell to work with. Shocker, right? But then came the kicker. Laura had never been fired at all. She voluntarily resigned from her own position. The day she quit the job, she had come into work drunk as a skunk, and had been bragging to everybody about, well, that she was going to get into retirement because she was going to devote her life to mooching off her ex-husband, aka me. Well, this was great information to find out. I now had concrete proof evidence. Unfortunately, none of Laura's admissions of fraud were caught on camera. Hardee's has a video footage of Laura quitting her job, but none of the footage had any audio. I asked Horton if this would be admissible in court, and he told me it would not. Still, I can't help but feel like I'm getting closer to the information I need. Stay tuned for another update. Update number 4. I'm ecstatic. This is the happiest I felt in a long time, and I'm going to tell you what happened in this update. I'm going to cut right to the chase and make it a short one. There are 2 things that I think are going to help me win the case. Horton Dills called me to his office today and filled me in. First and most importantly, he was able to convince my children to testify in my favor in open court. Well, lately, Laura has been keeping Bert and Bailey away from me, so I haven't really been able to see them. I knew if I tried to approach them at school, it would raise a red flag, because I'm sure Laura has badmouthed me to all the children's teachers. Horton was able to get a written statement from my children. He thinks the judge will allow it because my children were not coerced into giving the statement. Laura has no idea that we even arranged it. The morning of the next court date, I'll be checking my children out of school and taking them straight to the courthouse. I can't wait to see the look on Laura's face. The second bombshell Horton Dills dropped on me was an even more shocking surprise. He showed me photographs and evidence from social media as well, and apparently my gut feeling was right all along. James Beans and Laura had been engaging in a relationship, and it goes deep. Don't get me wrong, Laura's relationship are her own business. I don't even care who she dates. But it demonstrates a huge breach of ethics on James Bean's part to violate the lawyer code by engaging in a romantic relationship with a direct client. This explains why James Beans had been targeting me so aggressively. It always felt like Laura just had this powerful lawyer simply wrapped around her pretty little fingers, and now I've gotten the proof. Well, let me top it off for you. Horton was able to record a conversation Laura and James Beans had while eating at the local McDonald's. He was sitting adjacent to another table in disguise. They never suspected a thing, and bada bing bada boom, it was done. The phone call details their plans to go on vacation together with my money. I'm so excited for my next court date. I never thought I would say this, but I'm ready to get my kids back and get my peace of mind. I want Laura out of my life for good. And James Beans, too. Update number 5. This is the final update by OP. Hey guys, it's definitely been a while since my last update, but I didn't come back to share bad news. I just wanted to wrap everything up for you since everybody's left such supportive, thoughtful comments this whole time. I've just been too busy living my best of life. But I wanted to give you all one final update. The court date went, well, wonderfully. I had butterflies of anticipation in my stomach, but once I got to the courtroom, everything went according to plan. I even had Horton Dills in the courtroom by my side. He didn't mind blowing his cover because he was confident this would be the last court date I would be having with Laura. First, we called Burton Bailey to stand and testify against Laura. The look on her face, by the way, it was priceless. She nearly screamed in court once she saw them, and James Beans demanded to know why he had not been informed of their presence, but the judge allowed my children to speak. They spoke in great detail about how Laura is an absentee mother who doesn't buy them enough food or clothing ever. They detailed her deep abuse, her mishandling of money. I'm talking everything. I was proud of them for being brave enough to face their mother and speak their minds like that. Me and Horton probably could have stopped there, but I wanted to end this once and for all. We brought upon the evidence to the court, Laura and James Bean's unethical relationship. We showed the photographs and the social media posting, which have not been deleted this time, and Horton even played the tape from Mickey D's, in which Laura and James bragged about scamming me and going on their little vacation on my penny. Finally, the judge said he's had enough. He ordered Laura to get a job, give her 30 days to do so, or she's going to be put in jail and assigned a job right here behind bars. She got the message loud and clear that this was serious, as she didn't have a sassy retort this time. The judge ordered Laura to pay her equal share of child support, while also repaying me all the money I gave her that she mishandled. The judge also ordered James Beans be suspended for violating ethics. Best of all, I was given custody of old Burton Bailey, and I did it all without hiring an expensive lawyer. As I type this today, I'm living in a different city with Burton Bailey. I have no idea what James and Laura are even up to, and to be honest with you, I could care less. Because me and my kids are happy and taken care of, so this is it. Thank you.
Thank goodness Burton Bailey. They were able to go live with OP and basically are going to have a better life, less neglect, and just overall better support. And at the same time, it looks like, oh, Mr. Beans got his license revoked, so he can't be messing around with the affairs of his clients any longer. Let me know if you think that was over the top of OP to go after Beans. I don't think it was. I think it was played expertly. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Guys, my name's Mr. Reddito. If you're new to the channel, hey, what's up? I post stories every single day, narrated, animated, and every single update I can possibly find to cover, I put it in there as well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day. And remember, it's cool to be kind.